welcome to the Personalities of the Tarot podcast. I'm Elizabeth Seer, author of Personalities of the Tarot, a guide to know thyself through astrology and tarot. Although that book isn't currently available, while I work on a revised and expanded second edition, if you are interested in learning to read tarot for your own self-improvement and empowerment, my book, Ex Libris Tarot, the revised and expanded second edition, is now available on Amazon for only $11.99 plus tax and shipping. It's available in print edition only because it's set up with journaling space for you to write your own notes and impressions of the cards. I'm really excited for this book, and if you've been looking for something to complement your newfound interest in tarot, I believe Ex Libris Tarot will be a great addition to your learning library. This episode will be relatively short and sweet because, well, there's no point in mincing words about this next period of Libra, the second decan from October 2nd to the 11th. The energy of this period is within the realm of the Three of Swords. We just came through the Two of Swords, having to rip the Band-Aid off and deal with life matters so they don't get out of hand. Now we're going to deal with heartbreak. Most pictures of this card in the tarot show a heart with three swords piercing it. This period will likely bring on emotional pain with a feeling of separation, maybe feeling lost and or let down. Sometimes it's separation and betrayal. For those born during this mid-Libra period, you may find that certain personal relationships and situations affect you much more deeply than normal at varying times. You are the Queen of Swords and Justice, after all, so you tend to keep an even keel most of the time, until you don't. When emotions bubble up to the surface like this, your challenge is to not overblow a situation while also mourning genuine loss and a need to change things up. You must allow yourself to go through the grief process fully to release the pain associated with a person or situation. Once that space is cleared, you allow for new opportunities in your life. For those of all signs now, it's a time to remember that tears can be a very cleansing release. I'm the Queen of Swords, so I'm not a fan of crying, but I know the value of it. I bawled like a baby earlier this week. I seem to always do that at the full moon. Expressing your sadness can help you move forward again. Sorrow is a great motivator for change. Don't bury it. Feel it fully, respect it, and release it. Especially right now as we come off that full moon from October 1st. Always give or take 72 hours on either side of the full moons to really work with that full moon releasing energy. There's a risk of becoming absorbed by emotions during this time, but you mustn't lose sight of the need to move on, to live on. While the pain may linger, it will eventually release you, allowing you to finally put the past behind you. This takes self-love, forgiveness, and time. Pain and loss are seeds sown for something new to eventually bloom. It's famous birthday time! Here's a random list, in absolutely no order, of those born during the mid-decan of Libra, October 2nd to the 11th. My sister Sarah, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Josh Klinghoffer, Elizabeth Shue, Sir Thomas More, Gwen Stefani, Tommy Lee, the Reverend Al Sharpton, Dakota Johnson, Alicia Silverstone, Kate Winslet, Sir Bob Geldof, Jesse Eisenberg, Bernie Mac, Tom York, Desmond Tutu, Simon Cowell, Matt Damon, Bella Thorne, Bruno Mars, Nick Cannon, Sigourney Weaver, Chevy Chase, Bella Hadid, and as mentioned in the last episode, both John and his son Sean Lennon are 35 years apart on October 9th. Sharon Osbourne, Dan Stevens, Bai Ling, Luke Perry, Joan Cusack, Eleanor Roosevelt, and Thich Nhat Hanh, the great modern-day teacher of Buddhism. They, as he is known to his students, has been in his home country of Vietnam for the past several years after being exiled in 1966 for his anti-war activism. Or rather, I guess we don't really want to anti-anything, so instead of anti-war, let's call it pro-peace. Thich Nhat Hanh wrote extensively on the basic precepts of being a moral and fair human on this earth. His words, although simple and easy to read, resonate deeply for those who can truly hear the message. The October 1st full moon was the first of 2 full moons this month, October 2020. We get the second on Halloween, October 31st. That'll be a blue moon. Per the Farmer's Almanac, the last time that all of the U.S. time zones were treated to a full moon on Halloween was in 1944. So release what you can now. Mercury is going retrograde for the last time in 2020 on October 14th, and it will be in that apparent backward motion in our sky until November 3rd. So wrap up anything big. It's time to sign the documents, take care of your electronics, back everything up. Check your insurance policies are up to date, and your oil is good on your car. Do all of this before the shadow of the Mercury retrograde shows up around October 9th or 10th. That's when transportation, communication, and really anything to do with technology can become more wonky than normal. I know the concept of Mercury retrograde is a little woo-woo for a lot of people, but I'd like to think I'm a rather intelligent person. So I ask you, pay attention. You might begin to see a pattern with the movement of our planets in the universe. I'm a person who believes in Sir Isaac Newton's law of universal gravitation. Now, on the surface, it's some really cool science stating that in our universe, every point mass attracts every other point mass by a force acting along the line intersecting the 2 points. The force is proportional to the product of the 2 masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. This is some cool science with some fun math thrown in. This is known as truth and a shared consensus among reputable scientists. Everybody believes that. I take it a step further and subscribe to the idea that astrology is the effect of the force of the larger objects upon us, the living, much smaller objects within universal range. Being energy and knowing its effects allows us to work with it instead of against it, feeling like we have no control or free will in the matter. We absolutely have free will with astrology. You can choose to work with, around, and through the energy presented to us with any given moment of celestial bodies, or you can ignore it, maybe roll with the rhythms, and just allow things to play out. Be they what they will. And that works too. So release with this full moon. Go outside, look up. Ask her to release you of pain, fear, anxiety, guilt, and anger. It's not serving you. It may not happen overnight, but the more you let go of what has been, the more you make room for what can and will be. Letting go may involve some pain and sorrow. We're still in the time of the Queen of Swords, so check out the end of Virgo, 2 episodes before this one, to learn more about her and those born September 12th to October 11th. We're also in Justice. Check out the last episode for that. She covers the sign of Libra, the entire sign of Libra, from September 23rd to October 22nd. On the next episode, we'll be moving into the period of the Knight of Cups, October 12th to November 11th, and the end of Libra, October 12th to the 22nd, with the 4 of Swords. We'll also discuss Mercury retrograde a bit more. Maybe there's already been enough discussion about this communication disrupting planet. If you'd like to help support this podcast, because I could use all the help I get right now, feel free to book your 5-star psychic reading with me through my website, elizabethseer.com. You can also purchase a personalized recorded video reading through the shop. Don't forget, if you're interested in learning tarot for self-improvement and empowerment, you can get a copy of my book, Ex Libris Tarot, on Amazon for $11.99. I encourage you to grab a deck of tarot cards and my book. Start pulling a single card every day and watch how it plays out for you. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Links are on my website. Finally, if you like this podcast and want to keep hearing more, please like and share it all over the place. You can also go to anchor.fm/Elizabeth Seer and click on the support button. By the way, thank you for allowing me to sell myself a bit. I hope you have a relatively easy move through mid-Libra in the time of the Three of Swords. I look forward to sharing more with you around October 12th. I'm Elizabeth Seer, and I'm grateful for this time with you.